If you're joining us, it's Tuesday, 8:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, and I'm so excited that you, yes, you, are here with us today. And I'm saying us because we are in the plural today. There's three of us here. Three sweet little vixens here for you to create with, crafty little sisters that are super excited to be here with you. I'm just going to double check really quickly that we are able to hear me. If you are joining us live, let me know that you can hear me. Give me a little shout out. Say what's up. Whoop whoop. This is what channel you're checking in with as well. Could you do that for me? That really does help to know who is joining us and from where as well. Could you do that for me? That really does help us know exactly what we're doing. It does help. Helping is the game of the social media game. Let's see here. I'm going to double check that you can hear me on Facebook. If you are on Facebook, fair warning, there's not always a chance that I will not see your comments. Sometimes, especially if you're seeing it in a group or another page, it does not always show. So I can see that we're here. Perfect. Let me see here. There you go. I can see it. All right, so we are ready to create. Hello from the UK. Hi, Shaz. Nice to see you. Today, we are going to be creating and celebrating fall. Fall is here, people. Very early, our maple leaves started to turn just a little bit. We're starting to see some of that beautiful auburn and copper and gold in the trees, and we're very, very excited about it. Today, my daughter, my middle, let me introduce you guys. This is beautiful Karina.
Hi.
She's my gorgeous middle. She is smart and funny and strong and has been creating for her whole life. And we're going to be creating this beautiful fall card today. She brought with us a special friend. Do you guys want to see her special friend today? Hi, Bon. Nice to see you. You are on YouTube. Okay, good. This has been upgraded, so it tells me who's commenting from where. My daughter has brought one of her pets up for you guys. And Bonnie, do not run away quite yet. It is not her pet snake, but it is her sweet little pet leopard gecko. Looky here, that is Boss Lady. Boss Lady was adopted this year from one of my cousins, and she's grown probably double in size. So since you've had her since the spring, I think we got her in the spring, and she is a beautiful little lizard. So hello, hi Melody, good to see you. I feel like I have been gone forever with you guys. So she was up here. Whoop, whoop, whoop. Boss is jumping. So I think my daughter's going to end up taking her down to her aquarium because Boss is a little jumpy. We were making some stuff for my business. I had the last 2 days. We probably put in, gosh, 7 hours. Well, one day it seemed like it was 7 hours on its own.
Yesterday probably was 7 hours.
Yesterday was probably 7 hours of projects that we were working on for my team and my global leaders swap. So that was really fun. We have a ton of cards. We've created about 100 cards in the last 2 days. So they are going out in the mail. And then we're going to create this today. This was inspired by a beautiful thank you card that was given to me today, or this week, I mean, right here. And this is what caught my eye. Look at that gorgeous little corner. Well, it's actually a little tuck, right? So it's a little tuck in, and that made me so happy. And so I remember saying to my friend Bonnie, I love that. She goes, so how come I've never done that before? So we're going to create our own little tuck right here with all new fall card products. So this is, hi Denise, good to see you. Oh, are you on both Facebook and on YouTube, girlfriend? Because it's showing you on both, which is quite the task. You are doing really well. We're going to do a little of watercoloring today. We're going to be doing a little bit of die cutting, and we're going to have fun in general. So actually, she's probably going to take the lizard down, and I'll just probably take over so that she can go rest. She might need to buff up on her Latin. She was doing some homework before we came up here. Oh yeah, I homeschool, if you guys don't know. You got off of YouTube. Nice to know. So tomorrow, this mini catalog, bye sweetheart, this mini catalog goes live tomorrow. Yay! September 6th. So if you are seeing this, these are the products that we're going to be doing. But because it's not live yet, I cannot show you the inside. I know, so exciting. If you haven't, are you okay?
No, not really.
What happened?
Fell down the staircase.
She fell down the stairs. Do you need me to come check on you? She closed the door. Let's hope nothing is broken. That's the last thing I need, right, Vaughn? Okay, so we're going to be creating out of this suite a brand new collection all about autumn. So that is the suite that we'll be using, and actually it's a little warm, so I am going to tuck this hair up out of here. Melody, tomorrow, I know! I love you too, sweetheart. I was in Las Vegas for the Stampin' Up leadership event 2 weeks ago, it feels like. And then I went and spent some time with my beautiful sister in St. George, Utah. And then I was able to come home. So, woohoo. And then my daughter was up here. She was killing it with the cards, helping me out so much. And so she actually just cleared this big mess I had right here and moved it, which means I have a big mess to clean up. But if you knew my studio right now, it looks like the whole studio is a big mess that needs to be cleaned up. So we're going to go into creating right now. This is embracing the new stamp sets, the new dies, and that gorgeous new designer series paper. You guys are going to have some flexibility. If you would like to get all of the designer series paper in our catalog, our mini catalog tomorrow will be the first wave of the paper shares that I will be doing. So you can get in on a quarter of the cost and you'll get to share every single paper, including the glow in the dark and the metallics and the embellished paper that is just spectacular at a quarter of the cost. You get to play with all of it to say which one you love the most. So that's a great option for you. You need to email me, actually not even email, you need to text me tonight. It is a prepayment requirement. So I'll be placing that first thing in the morning. Fair warning, fair warning. This catalog is hot. If you have not received it and fallen in love, let me know because I can get it for you. But products inside are while supplies last. So make sure if you are in love with anything that you jump on that right now. I have 2 really large parties going in tomorrow morning because they do not want to miss out on all the great collections. So you do not want to miss out on this opportunity. Great. So we're going to dive right in, and I want to remind you too that, hold on one second. I can only talk for so long without needing to refresh these pipes. We have a 1-day retreat coming up. We have our Christmas club coming up as well. So starting later at the end of this month, we will be creating 20 cards every single month for September, October, November, and December in online classes. Not December, so it'll be through November. September, October, and November. That is it. You can end up with 60 cards and 3 fun classes available online and in person, and the same for our retreat. It'll be online and in person. Don't miss out. Let's go ahead and dive in right now. Let me see. There we go. Look at my mess. You guys, it is pretty messy today, but we're going to be doing some fun. I thought we would get a little messy, like super messy. And I'm going to zoom in so you don't see my big belly. I'm wearing this loose dress. I have to tell you a really embarrassing story. When I was in Las Vegas, I was shopping with one of my girlfriends who I was roommating with. She's on my team, and I just love Darlene. And so we've been friends for years. Yay, love it. So we were shopping. This woman stopped me and she says, "Excuse me." I said, "Yes." She goes, "I have a friend who's about your size. She's a little heavier on the top." And I was like, "Oh, okay." I do have ample blessings. And so I'm going to clean this. Hold on one second, my friends. There we go. And so she said, "What size shirt would you wear?" And I said, "Well, in that shirt, I would probably wear a medium." And I was wearing this dress. And she looked at me, she goes, "Really? Really?" Dumbfounded. Oh, devastating. My friend Darlene was laughing. She said, "You don't even look big. I don't know what's going on here." But boy, was that a knock to one's ego. Let me tell you. Knock to the ego. Okay, we're going to jump on in. Now, I'm pulling out one of my favorite tools. The paper pumpkin box. I know you're thinking, "What, Jamie? A favorite tool? What am I talking about?" Well, let me just tell you that I'm going to back up just a smidgy because this gets a little messy. So we're going to be ending up using the inside of the paper pumpkin box. We are going to do some watercoloring, and this is how I have a tendency to contain my mess. I know! Hello, my friend. You guys, I love myself an Ina Bear. So if you are joining and you know my passion with that woman, she's a very dear friend to me and a sister of my heart. We've been friends for years. And I was very grateful to be able to see her recently. So yay! We're going to be creating inside of this. We're also going to be using the Fluid 100 paper, which I think my daughter, when she cleaned up for me by moving the pile, she might have moved that. So let me grab another one. Now, I keep my Fluid 100 paper inside of one of our old stamping cases. and it is an amazing watercolor paper. So we're going to be using that today. We're going to cut it in half, just lickety split, and we're going to use it. Now, when watercoloring, it's one of my favorite things because it's very loosey-goosey, my friends. You do not have to be perfect with a watercoloring technique. You are welcome. I give you license to not be perfect, which is hard for somebody who can be a little OCD like myself. I'm an A-type hippie. Helen! Helen, I love you too, and I miss you terribly. Did you ever receive that catalog from me? I had it sent to you. I wanted to make sure people were just receiving it, but I have been out of town and drowning a little bit. So we're going to be using one of our watercolor painters. This is a 3-pack that Stampin' Up has. I love our watercolor painters, and we're going to, there's a piece of my hair in there. We're going to take this, and actually we have a trash paper. If you guys don't know, when I watercolor, I usually keep a napkin or a paper towel nearby that I can use to just kind of wash off. So get yourself a trash paper, get yourself a napkin that you're, don't mind cascading. So you'll find that when I have these around, they look filthy. I use them over and over. There's just no shame. Okay. Yes, you did get it. Yay, Helen. Okay, so we're going to take our fluid paper and we're just going to give it a nice dousing of water. Just bloop, 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 bloop. We're going to go along here, give it a nice juicy squeeze, really give it a good douse because we are going to get a little messy, just a little bit. And when you're watercoloring, your paper will often respond better, especially when you're using a thicker, high quality watercolor paper like our Fluid 100, when you have the paper wet. It becomes this lush, like sponge of happiness, right? It is, if you were to watercolor with just regular cardstock, yes, you can do it. Will not have the same of everything, but it won't be bad. I would recommend if you do that with the white or the vanilla, for example, you would really want to do it with a thick white or thick vanilla. Now, I am not making this as wet as a sponge. I'm just making sure it's very malleable. That's our goal here, girlfriends. Then, inspired by the colors of this paper collection, let me tell you, one of my favorite, now if you know me, which you seem to do, this paper collection is magnificent. Look at that. Look at that library thing. I need to send my sister. We were just looking at antique books while we were out there. Look at this gorgeous collection. Again, the paper share is on my blog right now. You want to get in, but you have to do so by tomorrow. So make sure you let me know. If we have enough to fill a second paper share, you will be able to grab a spot in that. Look at these gorgeous collections. Lush. There is no texture to this paper here, but it looks like there's texture. There is texture because of specialty on the metallic accented sides. So you guys, gorgeous collection. One of my favorites. Look at those pumpkins. Pumpkins make me happy. They make me think of a friend of mine named Carol who used to have like hundreds of pumpkins every year she decorated with. Look at that. That is what fall looks like here in the Midwest, and it makes me so happy. That is one of the best things about living here. We love it. We love the seasons. We actually love the winter, which I know, yes, right? People don't always like winter, but we do. And we love the snow. Look at these collections. They look like they're crispy leaves, like you could feel the texture, which is great because you can't. Let me tell you, that makes it easier to create with, but you get that same vibe. You could add a lot of texture with an embossing folder if you wish. So look at these gorgeous collections. Again, this is what fall looks like in the Midwest. It is my happy spot. And I have to say, I always think this is my favorite season. And then the next one comes and that's my favorite season. And then the next one. And it's just wonderful. And just as you start getting a little bored, your season changes. In the best of ways. Look at this gorgeous collection. Again, everything does not have texture in it, but it sure looks like it would. And that it makes for easy crafting. Look at that. Just gorgeous, my friends. So we're going to be embracing this collection right now to create with. This is on page 43, if I remember correctly. Let's double check. Yep, 43 of the holiday catalog. If you have it, you can see it. You want to get it. It's going to be amazing for you to create with. And then we have, I'm grabbing the dies and stamps, and there's my fluid paper. I put it behind me to keep me safe. So this is a very heavy die set. I mean, look at all of the dies within. We're just going to embrace these two pieces right here, and we're going to be grabbing this Autumn Leaves collection. I've already picked out Autumn teaches us that change can be beautiful. You can also add with a grateful heart, I'm thankful for all you do today and every day to have as a friend. This is an unlimited stamp set. If you haven't heard, we're doing a gratitude challenge coming up. It is going to be starting with the next paper pumpkin kit. So you want to make sure you're in on that. That is starting. You can find out all the information on my blog at gettingcrafty.net. Now, we are going to embrace one of my favorite aspects of this collection, and this is the patinaed copper. Look at this, my friends. It is so beautiful. I have to tell you, I've been trying to convince my husband we're going to be doing some copper in our kitchen when we do the revamp, and it is gorgeous. Now, you get flexibility. Right now, you get to have a vote. Do you want me to use the copper piece only, or do you want me to use the patinaed copper, which has this really beautiful peacock accent to this copper? You tell me right now. Hello, Deb. Donna, nice to see you. Hello from PA, girlfriend. Okay, so tell me, do you want the patinaed copper with the peacock or just the copper? Can you say that? Copper or peacock copper? Or how do you say it? Blue copper? I don't know. You guys tell me. Because we're going to be doing these gorgeous veins within these leaves. Absolutely stunning. And so I need you to help pick that. You get the flex to tell me what to do in this card. Then we're going to make sure we don't lose these. I actually have one of my favorite tools. I grab one of these organizers. I actually keep a little one here because I have acrylics. I cannot pick up a thing for my life right now. But by doing this, I'm less likely to lose it. And I just keep it right in front of me on my stamping table. Copper. That's what Donna says. Nice to see you, girl. I'm so good to see you. Copper. That's my Bonnie. Okay, so in order to create this card, I've already done the cutting. The measurements are not on my blog yet because I have been drowning. Okay, Melody, copper's the win today. But we are going to do the tuck. I love a little tuck right here. I thought that was a fabulous accent, and it's a great way to send a card with interest. So I thought, well, sometimes you do a fancy fold, people get stuck and don't know what to do with you. So this is how we're going to get around it. So we're going to do the little fancy fold, and if somebody doesn't want to tuck it back, guess what? The card works just as beautifully. Then we're going to be embracing all the colors that are within this collection right here in a quick watercolor happy time. So I'm going to move this here. Then I've grabbed the ink pads. If you watercolor, you may want to get ink refills. It's up to you. But our ink pads come with their labels that you can put across the side right here. So we know that there's Moody Mauve and there's Copper Clay. And we're going to do Mossy Meadow. And a friend of mine, you guys, right here is the Simply Chamois. Our chamois right here is, I use it to wipe my hands. I dipped my Mossy Meadow into my copper ink pad. This thing is invaluable on your stamping table. I do recommend that you put it in one of our clear cases though, because girls, let me tell you, I am really good at messing up a surface, so don't do what I do on the regular. Now, I have squeezed the ink pad to create this well. We're going to grab our water inker, and I have chosen what I think is the lighter of the colors. They're all very, very rich, and we're going to go with the Moody Mauve. Let's say that three times. Let's not, you guys. Let's don't. It's too funny. Okay, so what we're going to do is we're going to tuck this in just like this. Move my adhesive. Move these up, make a mess as you go. It's already a little wet. Now, if I'm doing this, I don't want to necessarily get anything dirty. So you can grab like a pen. Let's grab a pen that you don't mind cleaning up, right? Here, I love a good sparkle pen. If you order from me, you've probably received a variety of sparkle pens from me, or you're due to get some. And we're just going to give my pen a little squeeze here. We're going to create a couple of splatters. You want to move it around, right? Then we're going to take this here, and we're going to just kind of squish it out, right? There's a lot of water in this little well, and that is what's life-saving to me. I will grab this, and I'm squeezing a little bit of water into the lid. Then we're going to grab that pen, and we're going to put some of those copper dots down. We're going to grab our trash napkin and just kind of clear it. These are a nylon thread, so they are going to clear off perfectly clean in just a second. Again, squeeze while you're picking up. Grab a pen and squeeze them down, right? Super easy. Again, clean off in between. Again, a trash napkin is your friend with this kind of a project. My favorite color is this peacock. If you guys don't know, peacocks are near and dear to me. And I'm just going to give it another squeeze. Add some more of that peacock in there. All right, then we're gonna clear it off. You might wanna clear whatever utensil you used to do that squeezy, dippy thing, like the clickety things. What's the term that we're gonna give with that? Because I'm sure there's a real one. Hi, Franny Boo. You brought your water pen. Okay, I'm glad. So we're gonna do is, we're gonna go across just really quickly, you guys. Don't feel like you have to be too perfect. Here, you want a little bit of negative space. You want to keep pulling. The base of this is wet. Our water paper is amazing. And I want a little bit of like open space. I want a little bit of interest because it's going to really make a difference with this project. It really does. Now it's wet. We're gonna go ahead and we're gonna stamp on it. You're like, what? Wait, we just watercolored it. We did. I want the layers of color that's going to do with this project. We're also gonna do a technique called rock and roll because I'm a little bit rock and roll. Sometimes, you guys. Okay, so when you're stamping with photopolymer, one of my recommendations is to always have a pierce mat underneath. We're gonna take this and we're gonna open them now. Click them in right here. Okay, Franny and Melody, I know you're gonna love my nails. You guys ready? Look at, she did a galaxy nail on my nails. Can you see that? I think that might have inspired today's card a little bit, just so you guys know. Do you like this, Donna? Okay, we're not done. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna take the leaf and we're gonna stamp in the lighter of the color and we're gonna roll it into what I consider the darker of the color. There's really not a lot of difference, my friends, sadly. It's just, they're very close to each other. So we're gonna stamp inside of the Moody Mauve and then we're gonna roll that into here. Now notice the color got onto the block. It's two tones. So you see the mauve there into the copper. I'm gonna dip that back right there. Ooh la la. I know you guys would love it. I just knew it. Okay, and then we're gonna stamp down. We're stamping on that wet. There's that texture behind it, the polka dots, the streak right there. So it's going to give a little bit of polka dottiness. You can actually take and keep building on this if you wanted to. You could actually take the same box and after we're done, splatter it more if you wanted to. I don't want to. I actually am going to splatter a little differently than I did on my first card because if you know me, you probably know what might be coming. And then we're going to stamp this into the Mossy Meadow, getting that gorgeous green on there, and then we're going to roll that into the Peacock, right? And we're going to stamp that down just like you see here. Okay. Look at that. Isn't that beautiful? I love the layers upon layers with this project. Such an easy project to do. Again, I'm taking my Simply Chamois and I'm just going to clean off in between. Clearing off that block, clearing off anything. With rock and roll technique, you tend to get it on your block or on your fingernails. Keep your Simply Chamois with you. So that's what you need to do in my opinion. That's what I'm just gonna say. Now, we went with the copper. And we're going to close these ink pads just for a smidge. We'll come back, but I want you guys to think about these colors. Right here, we have Copper Clay, Moody Mauve. We have Mossy Meadow. It's kind of fun to say, Mossy Meadow. What was that movie that, he's a comedian with the curly hair, but he was like on a farm. Goodness, what was that? I've actually been to his comedy house in Pasadena. I can't think of his name right now off the top of my head, but you know who I'm talking about, Franny. You know who I'm talking about. And he was such a valley boy, like sounding all the time. And he's from a long line of family that did that. So we have, remember these colors, my friends, Pretty Peacock, Mossy Meadow, Copper Clay, and Moody Mauve. I'm going to push them up just a smidge to make some room. Then we have my cut and emboss machine that you see right here. Hello, Nose, nice to see you. Oh, I want you guys to know a couple things. If you are waiting for this to dry, it can take a while. This is a thicker paper. If you look at it on the side, it is literally like a little baby sponge. So, being that's the case, you can take your tool, your heat tool, and you can heat it just a little bit. And actually, remember I wanted to do a little something with it? When you heat it, you'll notice that it starts to curl. You can go behind the project. This is a very sturdy paper. So there you go, super easy. Then I wanted to show you guys. I wanted to add a little something something to it because you know me. I love me some sparkle. We're gonna set this bad boy aside. I think I've made a vow to myself. I will always make sure my table's clean before I do a live because it's a dream to have it clean. We're gonna take my Wink of Stella and we're gonna give a good squeeze. When you give a squeeze with Wink of Stella, you can feel it like fill up. This seems like it's almost empty. I might have another one. Yep, I have some right here. I was using them on another project today, so they're probably right here. Give it a good squeeze and then just tap the sparkle. Is it coming out? It's not coming out. You guys, I need a little sparkle on this project. Okay, there we go. Since the thing upgraded, we're just not going to even add splatters. But if I was going to do something like this, where I'm just going to do some little splatters to these watercolors. Now, this is a glycerin-based glimmer brush. The benefit to that, you guys, is it's going to help this blend a little bit more. Because, girls, I think that the fall leaves do sparkle. They are beautiful. Where is it in your area? I know that, Melody, where you guys are, you get fall as well. It's dreamy, isn't it? And I'm sure, Deborah, you do as well. I know No does. And I know my Bonnie does. Fran, you get a pseudo fall. You get a little bit of fall where you live, sister. Though you guys have had some weather this year. Kind of weird. Live there and you don't get weather very often in California. You get one temperature majority of the time. It's usually hot, just so you know. So we're going to grab this here. And remember those dies? We're going to grab those dies really quickly. And we're going to die cut this. I feel like this live is a little bit longer than normal. Sorry. Pauly Shore! That's who it is, Franny. Pauly Shore. You've been to his studio, right? Like his comedy club there. I know Franny probably has. Pauly Shore. He made me laugh a lot in my childhood. I thought he was adorable. Okay, and we're going to use the end of the die to just kind of pick it up and move it. These are wet still, so you really want to take your time with this. We're going to die cut this. Pauly Shore. He was on that movie in the late 80s, early 90s where they were on the farm. Does anybody remember that movie? You did not, Franny Boo. You went on a date with him? Was he as funny in person as he seems like he's online? Ugh, I think he would be. He seems like a very chill, cool dude, though. Like, very cool. That's funny. Isn't it funny when you live in California, the people that, like, dated you or asked you out? I remember, oh my goodness, what's his name? Tall comedian. He's a black guy. Starts with an S. He looks terrible now. He's like, he was super odd. Oh, I can see that too, right? Like, super, I can see that. He's anybody in Hollywood, you guys, is pretty interesting. It's an interesting subculture there, my friends. If you don't know, he was tall. What's the comedian's name? Anyway, I was in, it wasn't Best Buy, it was what's the other one that had a dragon in it, and towards Westlake Hills, or Woodland Hills. Do you know which one I'm talking about, Franaboo? Anyway, I was in there and this comedian followed me around the store begging me to go out with him and chased me into the parking lot. I was like 19, you guys. Sinbad, yes! That's who I was. And he pursued me and tried to get me to go out and date with him. I was just standing in line, buying something I needed. And I was like, no, I'm not interested. He's like, do you know who I am? And I was like, yes. He looks so bad right now. He's had a stroke. I feel my heart just feels sad for him. I think he ended up back with his wife, which I love redeeming families. But I had to think it was funny, like, that he and his posse were asking me out. And he was with somebody else that was famous that was with him at the time who was flirting with me. I used to be cute, you guys. I used to be. Yeah, he was a Valley boy. You're right. So, you guys, California is broken down into areas. So you'll laugh when you hear us talking. But, yeah. Yeah. Okay. And we're going to go in here. And it's a lot closer than you think, but it's not like you can. My nephew came out from Indiana and he was like, Aunt Jamie, take me to go see the celebrities. And I just looked at him and laughed. I said, I could tell you where a lot of them are, but it's not like I'm going to go ring them up. They're not a service. Like, my nephew is adorable. He now lives in LA and works in the movie industry. So he sees them all the time. Let me tell you, it gets old. doesn't get old. It just, you get used to it. Yeah, he's super sick, and he's back with his wife. Yeah, I thought so. They were divorced for a while though, so. And I'm sure that's when he asked me out. I don't know. It was before the cell phone days, like before we all had cell phones. But he was trying to get my digits, girls. That was funny. Again, I used to be cute. I used to be. Now I'm just a tired mom. Oh, a mutual friend was just asking about him. Yeah. I was surprised when I saw some information on him last year about he had a stroke, if I remember correctly. Did not do well. Okay, here we go. We're just going to add a little multi-purpose liquid adhesive to this project. Remember those colors? Do you guys have a preference on those colors? We're going to end up stamping the greeting, and I wanted to let you pick the color. This last one I did it in the beautiful Mossy Meadow, but we can change that to any color that you want. Looky right here. We're going to change this greeting right here to any color you want. So you can choose Pretty Peacock, Mossy Meadow, Copper Clay, or Moody Mauve. And these are the flowers that are going to be associated, so you guys can totally see how that's going to tie in. So let me just add a little bit, and I'm just really doing it mostly, you guys, to the tips. Why? That would be because when you put them in an envelope or you move around with them, they have a tendency to tear at the tips. So you want to be kind of careful with that, my friends. And I'm not doing the long stem down. You might want to do the center. I don't think it's really necessary. We're doing the copper. You want the copper clay for the ink, boo? I can do that. We're going to go in. Franny is so talented, you guys. Not only is she an amazing teacher, she has overcome some amazing health feats on her own. She's smart and witty and strong and kind. You guys, you would love my Franny. I'll be there in January if all goes well, Franaboo. So I expect to see you again. I loved seeing you last year. It was this year. Good night. Copper clay. Is that what we're going to go with, you guys? I like that option, Bonnie. Okay. So remember, we're dealing with this liquid adhesive. And I'm going to tell you guys, you get it everywhere. And my kids are always like, oh no, because it can be quick. It comes out kind of quick, especially when it's warm. It's funny because weather does really affect stuff. So in my studio, I'm in the attic. We have about 1,800 square foot finished attic. And the cold weather will make things apply differently versus the hot weather. We're going to take that leaf and we're going to put that right there. Now this leaf is not perfect. It looks like it misdyed just a little bit when I die cut it, and that is okay, my friends. It is okay to not be perfect. You have the friendship of the watercoloring and the color partners and the splatter and the stripes, and I just think it's great. Now we've got glue on my fingers. My fingers are sticky. So a couple things. You guys can roll your fingers until it goes off, or this is my favorite tool. I grab my Simply Chamois and I just rub my fingers on it. I use this all the time. All it is the water and a special cloth. Like, it's so great. It does not it's never gonna get clean again. It's always gonna have a stain to it, but it's amazing. It still works. We just squish it in water. My daughter's secret, just in case you wanted to know, is she recommends, we're gonna do copper clay. She recommends using hot water in a sink. So there's that. And we just squeeze it out until it runs clear. That's what we do. All right, so we have two beautiful leaves right here. Which is your favorite? Okay, tell me. Is it the green blue or is it the mauve clay? Is it the mauve copper or is it the peacock mossy? Mossy peacock. Mossy. That's where that word came from. That made me think of Polly Shore. Another really interesting one is he was on the Ink Master, you know, which one I'm talking about right now, Franny. I knew a lot of girls that he asked out. He is just an interesting one too. He definitely has a type. Let's say mauve. You like the mauve one, boo? Mauve for Helen too. Yeah. Well, and movie stars aren't also everywhere in California. They really do centrally state down south is usually where it is. Central to like Santa Barbara County and down is where you'll see the most majority of them if you ever head to California. That is your secret. Now we have this here. Remember, we need to use, I encourage you, if you're going to stamp a photopolymer, use this here. Now I did put tear tape, actually Karina put tear tape along the edge of this little box that we cut diagonally to create that pocket. And then these measurements, there's no waste, no fuss, no muss on this project, which always makes me super happy. We're just going to use our bone folder to make a firm impression. Then we're going to make sure we apply that corner right to the corner right here. Boom shakalaka, baby. Tear tape is wonderful because I have acrylics, but even if I didn't, I would probably use the tip here to help remove the backings of that. Then take your bone folder. This is a great tip right here, and just give it a nice firm impression. This is the deal. This is going to be moved around and interacted with. When you have something that's going to come up against resistance, you have to have a stronger backbone to it. It's kind of like what God does with us on the regular. I'm just saying. Then we're going to grab this beautiful peacock and we're going to place this down right here. I love that Stampin' Up's products all color coordinate. You can just have easy crafting, especially as you grow your collection. One of our friends, Jane, is really adamant about, like, she grows her collection seriously so that she has consistent products across the board. It's really a wise way to do crafting because you don't have to think about it. That's just me. Now, we have a great stamp set, and we're going to put the autumn. Teaches us that change can be beautiful, and it's true. It's true, my friends. Because mauve is more favored here, what I'm going to do is I'm going to tuck this leaf here. I'm not putting them down with adhesive yet. I'm just going to kind of eyeball where I'm putting my greeting. Oh, you guys, I love the copper for this. Good choice. Oh, wait, was I supposed to do mauve? Oh, mauve is your favorite color. Snooze. I got an update. Snooze. There you go. Mauve is your favorite color. Now, this is a gorgeous stamp set. So I'm thankful, or with a grateful heart. I think with a grateful heart. What do you guys think? Are you guys okay with a grateful heart? Tell me. Tell me. And then we're going to apply these bad boys down. What we're going to do is we're going to lay our little card out just like so. And we have the mosse. Mosse. Yup. Okay, girls. So I feel like we're not behind here. And I did warn you, this is a messy project. Using the paper pumpkin box to contain the mess still does allow for mess to get around. It's splattering. So I'm also wearing this really pretty sandy colored dress. Browns are back, baby, just in case you didn't know, fashion-wise. And so we're going to go ahead and we're going to build this backwards. I'm going to tuck this corner in, just like you see right here. So I want to see where we're going to end up placing that. Let's just go in. And on the first third, you see right there, did you wait? See, I waited to stamp my thing first before I applied anything down. And we're just going to go ahead and tuck it under. And we're going to put that down. Great. Yep, everybody's good with that greeting. I'm super glad. And then we're going to tuck down this one here, the first leaf here. And I want to make sure that it doesn't go like on top of that die right there. Frames it out right there. My daughter said to me, do you guys still heat emboss? Yes. Have I not done heat embossing in a while? I love heat embossing. And so we were doing it on a project that was for our national swaps. And so super fun. My team is getting swaps. My national leader girls are getting swaps. I love it. I love being connected with other people in this crafting world. That was one of the best parts of being in Las Vegas, was seeing so many of my stamping friends from around the world. Okie dokie artichokes, here we go. Look at the second leaf. By applying it with a dimensional, we're adding dimension to the project. It's very subtle, but it really does work. And then we're gonna open this up. We're going to put our little greeting on the inside. Fun thing here, you could take and splatter on the inside. You could decorate the inside. You can have fun with this project. It is limitless. Then we're going to grab with a grateful heart. So I have a gratitude journal starting up. We're going to be doing the next kit with Paper Pumpkin. It's all about love and gratitude. And I really feel, just for myself, and you may not feel this, but I feel a need to refocus this year on the blessings that we have. So that being the case, that comes with a bonus add-on for $15. You can add it on, is a little gratitude journal. And we're going to be doing some posts and a challenge. And if you participate, I'm going to be giving everybody who orders that from me and the Paper Pumpkin, you can get a gift from me. So a little happy gift that you can embellish your projects with. This is a really simple and easy project. Super fun. You can build on it. You can add more, but I think on its own, it's very elegant. What do you think? Do you like it? Do you love it? Do you want some more of it? There we go. So we have here, it tucks under perfectly. It has two beautiful, very colorful leaves, a little dash of sparkle. I love the wink on here, but it's just as beautiful without the wink here. And you can see that it looks great and it opens up easy peasy lemon squeezy. I want to thank my friend Bonnie who got me that thank you card this week, and it was such a cheer for me. And then it gave me the inspiration for the corner tuck. Isn't that beautiful? I think it's a great accent to this card. And when you're sending this, actually, if you're sending a gift card inside, that would be a great way to help hold it in as well. So that's what I would say. Do you like it, Denise? I'm so glad. Denise, you get a pseudo fall too. You don't get real fall. Hi. So we are done today. I appreciate you for joining me. I will have this tutorial on my blog before I go to work tomorrow. And I have orders to place in the morning. So the catalog goes live tonight at midnight. I will not be up tonight at midnight. And it has to be midnight Mountain Time. So this girl's not making it. So just so you know, I'll be placing my orders for those classes and those parties online in the morning. So get excited like I am. This is a really fun and easy way for you to celebrate fall, whether you have fall or you don't. Maybe you have a pseudo fall. This is a great way for you to enjoy the seasons and the colors. You can bring it in, you can send it, and it's going to brighten somebody's day. I know change is hard, but the season is here. Maybe the season in all of your lives is here for a little bit of change. I feel like it is for me. So I'm really grateful, and I am grateful for you. Thank you for joining us. If you want to find out about the paper swap, paper share, and the gratitude challenge that we're doing, go ahead and check it out on my blog at gettingcrafty.net. That's gettingcrafty.net. If you haven't already, subscribe and hit that bell and join us all week long as we create and connect and make the world a more beautiful place, one handmade card at a time. Thanks for joining me. Give me some likes and shares, and then go ahead and see the full tutorial at gettingcrafty.net in the morning. I appreciate you. God bless. Have a good evening.